KUAM TVH, first on Guam. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Apply at matson.com. Cars Plus, Guam's automotive leader in sustainability and electric vehicles. Learn more at carsplusguam.com. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
Bolaven expected to intensify and bring typhoon-force winds to Rota, Tinian, and Saipan as Governor Arnold Palacios declares Typhoon Condition 1 early this morning. I'm Tomas Manglonia with everything you need to know as Bolaven arrives.
Many families are seeking shelter at Guam Department of Education campuses like this one here at Machinanao Elementary School, where officials are seeing already maximum capacity. I'm Matsuki Hirayama with the report.
And residents in the Jigo neighborhood hit hard by Typhoon Mawar, praying that the worst of this new storm spares their homes.
Hafida and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day.
Well, Jess, Bolaven is now a typhoon with winds reaching up to 80 miles per hour and moving at 15 miles per hour. If you are in Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan, you should be indoors. Stay inside until hearing the all clear.
Important advice as the Emergency Operations Center reminds everyone to stay inside until condition of readiness 4 is announced. With notice of the storm heading our way, multiple airlines were forced to cancel flights starting early this morning out of the AB Wanpat International Airport. Visitation at Guam Memorial Hospital and the Guam Regional Medical City have also been suspended. GMH taking in expected mothers overnight. The Guam Power Authority, up to the last minute, continued cutting trees around power lines. The important reminder for everyone in the Marianas: stay out of the water as we will be expecting dangerous conditions.
Well, the CNMI is bracing for a likely direct hit from Typhoon Bolaven. Local authorities have been asking residents there to prepare for a Category 2 typhoon, which could bring winds of up to 96 to 110 miles per hour. Regional correspondent Masni Manglutnia reports.
I'm reporting at the Marianas High School cafeteria on Saipan, one of the designated shelters that were activated Monday night throughout the northern Marianas. At 5 a.m. Tuesday morning, CNMI Governor Arnold Palacios officially declared Rota, Tinian, and Saipan under Typhoon Condition 1. Bolaven is arriving.
The 7 o'clock forecast pass does show a passage between Rota and Tinian with those strongest typhoon force winds keeping offshore of both Rota and Tinian. This would be a best case scenario if this track and forecast holds over the next 12 hours. Again, this would be a best case scenario for the CNMI with those strongest typhoon force winds keeping just offshore.
Its closest point of approach is expected around 4 p.m. Tuesday as it passes through the Marianas into the night. The governor's office is asking residents of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota to prepare for Category 2 typhoon, which will bring 96 to 110 mile per hour winds.
So this is the typhoon force winds right there in red. Rota is located here. Tinian is right up there, right in the crosshairs of this tropical cyclone. Any northward deviation would bring these tropical or these typhoon force winds over Tinian and Saipan, and any southward deviation would bring those typhoon force winds over Rota. Right now, it looks pretty good, but there may be a little bit of a wobble of the eye, bringing those course change more toward the west-northwest. So we're going to be watching that closely in the radar imagery.
Early Tuesday morning, at least 79 people were in public shelters. That number is expected to increase as Bolaven nears. At Marianas High School, the youngest resident in the shelter is just 4 weeks old, and the oldest is 71 years old.
It's not their first storm, and for some of them, they're returning shelteries from the last storm. And like the last storm, they're really just nervous, more of what damages the storm might entail and what it may bring, and whether or not they are going to go home and to come back home to a complete structure. We can see the rain picking up, and probably the wind will pick up too later on this afternoon. I try to keep my calm, of course, that's more important, have all the patience.
Meanwhile, the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation is advising residents to prepare for water service interruptions and to fill up water containers, bathtubs, and tanks. They're asking residents to conserve water. CUC says if a power outage occurs during the storm and affects water well pumps, they will prioritize restoring electricity to maintain post-storm water services for the community. Over on Tinian, Mayor Edwin Aldan says funding for fuel is an issue.
We need to start purchasing our fuel because, Tom, here in Tinian, you have to live in, we only have one fuel station and we need to pay before it gets service. They don't take POs. Been telling Homeland Security to drum up the payment for the fuel because they're closing at 12 today. And there is only 700 gallons left in that fuel tank that we desperately need for Homeland Security to propose. It's always been Homeland Security that provides fuel for the response for this typhoon. And it's kind of like an issue for us when they say that it's coming, and it's not showing. And I had to fork out the fuel for these departments that are going to respond. DPW, DLNR, DPS, DFIMS. I have to pull out at least minimum of 6 gallons for them.
However, he says they are ready for Bolaven.
We have we have some equipment staged already behind the mayor's office, and we're waiting for further instruction from Homeland Security. But at the same time, we pretty much have the shelters in place at PSS. The TN Health Center has been online since last night. We're just waiting for this thing to come through the CNMI.
Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
And just before news time, CNMI Governor Arnold Palacios spoke with Tomas Manglonia as Bolaven passes through the CNMI.
Off it, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Now we have CNMI Governor Arnold Palacios on the line with us. Governor, good morning. How are you doing as we prepare for Tropical Storm Bolaven?
Good morning, Tomas. We're doing fine. We just finished our 10 o'clock briefing. We had the latest facts from National Weather Service, and we continue with the preparation despite the fact that the storm has shifted a little bit south, so it's now going to be probably passing us in between Rhoda and Tinian. So that's good news. It's not going to pass directly over any of the islands. However, we continue to be vigilant and make sure that we're prepared in case the unpredicted happens. The movement, and the other good news is that the movement of the storm is increased. So we're looking at 14 to 16 miles an hour, just or not moving rapidly, fairly rapidly. So it's not intensifying, and that's good news. I think we'll be fine, and try to hunker down at home, stay at home for the next 12 to 24 hours.
And Governor, what assets have been pushed out so far? How are we preparing right now, and especially for Rhoda and Tinian?
Well, we just had a discussion. The mayor of Tinian and the mayor of Rhoda were both in the briefing, and they're both prepared. The shelters are open, and so after the storm, immediately we're going to do an immediate assessment of needs to the community. But at this point, we're preparing for the safety of our people and our communities. That's the first focus right now. Equipments and other assets will come later, tomorrow probably, immediately. We have our partners from all the branches of government. CUC is gearing up also. Our other departments on Saipan and Tinian and Rhoda are prepared in case, wherever the needs may arise, we will activate and we will allocate the resources as the needs be. We do that with the assistance and with our partners from FEMA and the Department of Defense, GRM. So yes, the team is here and some assets and are already allocated. They're in Guam or they're in Saipan and ready to be moved wherever we need to move them to.
And Governor, what are the current challenges right now in response? I spoke with the Rhoda mayor. I know they're down to one sole power source. Over on Tinian, the mayor told me there that they have some fuel funding issues when it relates to Homeland. What are some of the challenges? Have you heard those concerns and how are they being addressed?
Yeah, in regards to the Rhoda Park plan, we are Betty, the acting director of executive director of CUC, is getting ready as soon as the either today or as soon as the storm passes us. We're gonna get on the ball to get that one Caterpillar generator genset up and running and fixed. We need to bring in a specialized mechanic from Guam for that. We were actually working on that. It was just a matter of getting the parts. We finally got the parts to Rhoda, and we just got to get this mechanic from Guam to Rhoda to fix that engine. But we're ready. That's a sort of a tenuous situation with the generator in Rhoda. But with the different assets from FEMA, CUC on Saipan, GPA and Guam, I think we'll be okay for Rhoda. And Tinian's issue with Homeland, I told that to everybody here, and everybody was asking me, so how do we access that? Well, how about you continue to access your regular account? Okay, just make sure that you record and you account for the amount of fuel that you're using during preparation for the storms and throughout the recovery, so that we don't need to specifically have a different account right away. But the Special Assistance for Homeland Security is already to make sure that we avail or we have those fuel allocated to Homeland Security on Tinian.
And so, Governor, this isn't your first typhoon in public office. What are you doing differently, or how are you approaching this response right now as governor?
Well, actually, this is my second. It's a little bit more challenging with the resources, but never mind all that. We just got to get prepared. It's really nothing different. Other than there might be some new people on board, and that's why we continue to go through this whole process of briefing everybody and making sure that everybody is ready. Everybody's got the resources that they need, and if they don't have them, what are the challenges so that we can address it. But it's a continuing exercise every time we have storms and typhoons, so to make sure that our community and our people are safe.
All right, Governor, thank you so much for your time. I just wanted to give you the opportunity to address the community directly. What message would you like to share with them as we wait for Bolaven to pass?
Tomas, I want to thank you personally for giving us this opportunity. I would like to ask the community and encourage them to stay safe Make sure that you do those last minute preparations. The basic stuff has to be taken care of, and please hunker down. And if you need to go to a shelter, now's the time to contact the transportation CODA and get yourself to a shelter immediately. But thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to get this information out to us.
Thanks, Tomas. Well, the emergency shelters in Guam opened up overnight. Mizuki Hirayama now with a look at one of those shelters.
Thus, we've been here before. Guam residents who need somewhere safe to stay find refuge in shelters like this one at Machinano Elementary School. Many are taking the storm seriously as the shelter was at maximum capacity within 12 hours of opening. We are told as of this morning about 200 shelterees are here. Others had to be redirected to go to the next nearby shelter at Upi Elementary. It's here in Jigo as well that was hit the hardest by Typhoon Mawar back in May. So you can imagine just how important it is for those up in the north who are not taking any chances. And joining me here now is Shift 2 manager and Shift 3 manager who are just transitioning. Here with me is Geraldine Quijado and Miss Janice Evangelista. How are you guys doing today?
We're good, but we're actually Shift 2 and Shift 3 supervisors because we do have a shelter manager.
And first and foremost, I wanted to ask you guys, how are the shelterees doing? How is the shelter doing as well?
We're doing great. I came in the wee hours of the morning, so at 1:30 a.m. everybody was still sleeping. Mrs. Valencia did transition me over, and she did say that we are near capacity. We actually have room for only like 9 more people. But for the most part, it was smooth sailing. It was a quiet morning. And as residents woke up, I noticed the kids are smiling. I greeted all the residents that were here, and they're in lively spirits.
And were you able to speak with any of the shelterees? I know you just got here, but how are the families doing? How are the people doing?
For the most part, they're good. I just asked them if they had a good night's sleep. They said yes. I told them I didn't hear any babies crying, so they must have really slept through the morning. So they were in good spirits, definitely. Yeah.
And I know for you, you mentioned off camera earlier that this is actually your first storm where you're acting as a shift supervisor. But for you, were you ever a shift supervisor here before?
Yes, actually, I've always been assigned to Machinano Elementary School. So I was a shelter lead manager. So now I'm a shelter supervisor because now we have the current principal at Machinano who is a shelter manager. So yeah, I've been doing this for so many years. So I'm a veteran in this. And basically what's good about the school is, you know, because we've done it for so many years, the school is always prepared. The staff are prepared to take in the shelterees, and also the shelterees are pretty much used with the protocols and procedures. And what's good about them is they come early, they come ahead of time, and the school is always in full capacity by the time. I mean, even by the time that we accept them, it's already full capacity.
So were you here during Typhoon Mawar just a few months ago?
Yes.
And right. And what's well, we know how really that went, and what's some lessons learned from that one compared to now?
Like I said, because I've been doing this for so many years, just we have to be prepared for it. We have to be able to accommodate our shelterees, and because we've been doing it for so many years. Like Miss Evangelista mentioned that, everything went smoothly is because, again, the preparation of this shelter, that's what makes it, go smooth.
And I just want to ask again, you've been here since the wee hours of the mornings, and the families are doing okay, it sounds like it. And how are things right now? What's the situation inside?
So far, they're just resting. A few families did leave to get replenish their food and supplies, and they said they're coming back. So we're at that moment right now where they're just going just to get some more stuff and then coming back.
Ooh, and you can see right now the wind and the rains are picking up. It's actually hitting us, but this is why this emergency shelters are set up at these GDOE campuses. And thank you both so much for speaking with us today. I know you guys are very busy. Thank you guys so much. And so as of now, in total, as of Tuesday morning, 437 Guam residents reported to the shelters set up at public schools like this one across the island. Shelters like the rest of the island will have to stay indoors until the governor gives the all clear and until we are back to condition of readiness 4. For now, we have more information on the shelters right now at KUAM.com. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Thanks, Suki, for that report. Well, residents in the zero-down area of Jigo have either taken shelter or boarded up their homes.
The northern neighborhood just outside of Andersen Air Force Base devastated 5 months ago after Mawar. Tonight, those that secured their homes are hunkering down until the typhoon passes.
Wooden boards on each of his windows and multiple barrels filled with rainwater. Brian Edgar has a family of 5 to care for while waiting for yet another storm to pass our region. His youngest just 1 year old.
I do what I could prepare for this storm coming right now.
The preparations has him thinking 5 months back to when he was forced to move his family out of their home until repairs could be made.
It's very sad for my family. Our entire house is gone. Yeah. So this storm coming, I spent 2 days to prepare, secure our house. Yeah. For Mawar, we have to move out from our house here, but we don't have choice. Our car down, yeah, something like that. Really hard. First time I tried this one in my life.
It's a similar feeling and lessons learned he holds close so that he and his loved ones get through the worst of the storm unharmed.
For me, I'm not putting down the cart. Yeah. For what I learned from Mawar, even though they say it's not that strong, but I do all preparation. Yeah, because, man.
It's your family's life.
Yeah, I cannot go through same like Mawar before. I praying for the best. We don't have any typhoon like Mawar no more.
Yeah. And nearby, Gage Borja is among the workers with Trispec Construction finishing the last of prepping sandbags for their clients on the naval base.
We had an emergency request for sandbags for on base.
The wind's already picking up mid-morning.
We're just trying to get as much as we can. We started yesterday at 6:30 a.m. and we made about 3,500 in 16 hours.
Long hours put in to help others secure before heading home as well to hunker down.
A lot of us weren't able to secure our houses yet because we've been too busy trying to get work done. So it's been hard. It's really hard labor. All of our bodies hurt, but we're just trying to push through so we can get our job done.
A job that came quicker than expected as the Marianas again braces for another storm.
It's pretty crazy how we're going through it again. It's rough, but there's nothing we can do. All we can do is just prepare and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Federal Emergency Management Agency personnel are on standby to provide storm-related assistance to the government of Guam should it need it.
Here's FEMA External Affairs Officer Veronica Verde speaking with our Nestor Lecanto.
We're monitoring the storm. We have pre-staged commodities and just, ready to support, even after the storm to see what the needs may be depending on the storm track.
FEMA has more than 200 personnel deployed to both Guam and the CNMI. Many are still here from the Typhoon Mawar aftermath. They're mobilized after the new presidential emergency declaration requested by the governor.
This is for life-saving, life-sustaining needs that both the government of Guam or the government of the Commonwealth of Northern Marianas may need prior to the storm. So it's in preparation. If there's preparation needs, if there's resource needs for food, water, commodities, then we're already working together really closely with Guam and CNMI to identify those needs, either if they need it beforehand or to push it out right after the storm passes. Right now, there is no presidential declaration for individual assistance or public assistance because the storm hasn't made landfall. We don't know what those impacts are going to be. Usually right after a storm passes, FEMA will conduct what we call a preliminary damage assessment. We will do assessments if there's a request from the governor. And initially, local government goes out and does their assessment right after the storm. They look to see how bad are the roads, what's the debris, how bad are the homes, are they damaged, destroyed, what does it look like right after the storm. After they do that preliminary damage assessment, then they will look to see, we may need additional aid from FEMA. And then that comes through the governor to FEMA through the president to make a request for additional programs.
And while FEMA has resources postured for Guam, should the CNMI take more of a hit, Vega says that assistance can be shifted north.
Should there be more needs, we're here in Guam and we'll be pushing more resources as needed, and whatever the commodities that they need, they are pre-staged and ready to go for the needs of CNMI. Should they get the brunt of the impact, we're ready to support the government.
Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
We've got more news in a moment.
Keep it here to KUAM, your leader in tracking the storm.
Watch KUAM TV 8 live on Peacock. Check out our live channel, NBC shows, live sports original programming, movies, plus so much more. Visit peacocktv.com/local or download the app and subscribe today.
Let's go.
Oh, they're ready. When it comes to the good stuff,
oh my goodness gracious,
they stay ready.
These are the 2 sauces, sweet and spicy jam, and the mambo.
Look how that thing drizzle on there.
The way it's glistening, stop.
Oh my.
Sweet and spicy jam and mambo sauce are on the McDonald's menu for a limited time.
Oh my goodness.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
There it is. My dad went EV.
It's electric. Don't be shocked.
The guy who's eternally locked out his email is going EV. Ooh, nice car.
Actually, it's an EV. Rhymes with Kev. Look, EVIP parking.
I get it. You think they don't charge fast enough or go far enough.
Up to 80% charge in 18 minutes. Range? Heck, we could go to Mexico.
Are you Kevin Bacon?
But EVs aren't going to stop being a thing. Look at the Ioniq 6.
Maca mushroom frap for Kevin.
So just make the leap already.
Okay, watch this. Blue or red? Blue light, red light. I can also make it play nature sounds if you want.
Let's just drive.
Introducing the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 6 with up to 360-mile range. When it comes to EVs, we're thinking of every mile.
Howdy, folks. Nobody loves a Guam potluck more than I do. That's why I always bring my world-famous chicken, served any way you like it. Original recipe, extra crispy tenders, Kentucky Fried Wings, and more. Only at KFC Guam. Whoops. Well, it is looking good.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Getting 2 of my delicious croissants with a freshly cracked egg means your day is off to a good start. And I serve them all day because I'm not here to judge what time your day starts.
What you need to know from the Northern Marianas. Follow KUAM CNMI on Instagram for the latest regional headlines.
Welcome back to Prime Time. Arming our Guam police officers with body cameras. Could this help the public to feel safer?
Julian Hernandez reports in a bill that is already getting so much community support.
Powerful tools for police departments across the nation. Body-worn cameras for our men and women in blue.
It's a camera. Yeah, so
they should.
You think they should? Why? They should. So there's a proof
on that camera on what's going on around, because it's being recorded and everything like that.
Do you feel
they should to keep their self on the safe side too?
Irene Babak is among the handful we spoke with recently on the issue. The talks of Guam Police Department officers to use this resource has been just that over the years. The device capturing footage of police responding to calls. It's footage that can be used as evidence for parties on either side.
I support that because I think that a lot of things that happen, we can't rephrase them or say exactly what had happened, but a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Jared Latress says GPD implementing the use of body cams would likely build public confidence in our force.
He would have that to protect me as well as himself. Instead of he said, she said, it doesn't lie. The picture doesn't lie.
It'll be okay so that, the police officers won't be injured during whatever, like a pullover or something like that. Yeah, I think it will be safe for them and for everyone.
Jolene Deerage tells us it would make her feel safe.
Do you as a citizen feel safer knowing that our police officers are armed with a body camera?
Yes, I am.
And why is that?
Because everybody needs protection one way or the other, whether it's a police officer, fireman, or, regular local people. Everybody needs protection.
It's proposed protection that comes with the introduction of Bill 181. It will give GPD the support needed to launch the body-worn camera program. Public Safety Oversight Chair Senator Chris Barnett is the bill's author. He says the program would help GPD ultimately conduct better investigations.
Examples of body-worn cameras proving that law enforcement has committed police brutality. And then on the other side, we've also seen body-worn camera footage absolving law enforcement of any alleged wrongdoings.
Recently, multiple GPD officers have been under investigation for their alleged actions both while on and off duty. Meantime, it seems Guam supports the proposed measure.
Would you feel safer that our police officers have body cams on them?
Yes. Yeah.
Why is that?
For our safety and their safety.
For the safety of all who call Guam home. Julian Hernandez, KUAM News.
All right, and now for a look at your world at home. The calm before the storm. Here's a view captured from Saipan Shoals in Susa.
This view plus much more music streaming now on Isla Digital Radio.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Hey, used to have a silver tooth when I was just a pup. I don't wanna catch the feelings, I be trying to see what's up. I let shorty clean the business, I been diving in the rough. Ay. First order of biz, no snitch, and I try to keep it silent, but the kids don't listen. Happy birthday, got another hit, no flinch, and I tell them send a watch that I can fit both wrists. And we used to have a silver tooth when I was just a pup. Wanna catch the feelings, I be trying to see what's up. I let shorty clean the business, I been diving in the rough. Ay.
Infectious disease transmission prevention in the workplace. It's not if, it's when. Are you ready? Be prepared. VIA Hawaii is offering free training for workers and employers.
Get 2 of my croissants with a freshly cracked egg. I serve them all day, so you can enjoy them for breakfast, brunch, or even dinner. Did I just make up Brenner? Can we trademark that?
KUAM Sports Ambassadors is brought to you by Subway, Powerade, and Body Armor.
Half a day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas. Now, so often in sports, we say so-and-so is a Hall of Famer way before the final bell sounds or before they hang up their cleats. But I'm going to introduce you to someone this week who is a Hall of Famer and who is voted into the Hall of Fame at his alma mater because of years and years of work he put in and a demonstrated record of excellence.
Have a conversation with Roland Nicholas and you'll be given an entertaining lesson in Guam sports history. True to his work at UOG as an associate professor of library science, he preserves information and happily shares its significance.
Yeah, so I played in the Miller Football League for 10 years, and I made first team All-Star for 8 of those years. And I am a product of those that came before me and those that helped form me. My offensive line coaches were like Jimmy Nahalawa, Andre Artero, Jero Nugi Lujan. Then I met Tony Posadas, and he was all about perfection. So he taught me about execution and hard work and giving it your all every single play. And then I met George Hernandez, who took that to another level and made it structured. And I met Lauren Cruz, who was a brilliant strategist. And so I took all those coaching tips and things that I've learned from them and was able to develop into the player I was.
While he now spends his days ensuring accuracy with his alma mater's digital archive, he was a dominant force on the left side of the Triton's offensive line in the 90s and was recently selected to UOG's Athletic Hall of Fame.
I had a conversation with Doug Palmer, and he was surprised to find out that UOG actually had a football team. And I said, you have to understand that UOG had a great football history with many great players who deserve to be on that Hall of Fame.
Nicknamed Pancake because of his proclivity to lay out opposing defensive linemen, success wasn't immediate for him, and he had to put in big league work to survive in the big leagues.
And so I had to work myself into the lineup, and I had to change positions. I was a center in high school, and I thought I was a really good center until I met John Lohan, who is an amazing center, right? And so I had to change positions in order to get some playing time. And so I played guard and tackle for the UOG Tritons in the 93-94 seasons. And it was a learning curve because high school football, I was the biggest, strongest, I was fast. But in the men's football league, I wasn't the biggest or strongest.
UOG's undefeated 94 team had a pair of distinct goals: flawless play and dominance. And by that merit, Rollins honored to be the first to represent his team of stars.
They mastered execution. They were so precise and they played with perfection. Our defense was unbelievable. They played like they practiced. They practiced hard every single day. And this is a men's league, and I show up at 5 o'clock and everyone's there, you know, coming from work and participating and getting better every single day.
Now 50 years old, Rollins credits this track record of excellence to his foundation in high school. As part of the legendary FD class of 1991, he explains how even in a Catholic college prep school where each class is naturally close and strives for achievement, the young friars he graduated with are much more than mere classmates. They're truly brothers for life.
We meet often. We play golf together. We have dinners together. Our kids are grown, are out of the house. Most of them are out of the house already. I think that setting at FD, having all boys together, kind of kept us together. So everyone wants to be the best. And when you have 80 guys in one graduating class, all competing together, yet individually, people tend to improve by leaps and bounds rather than trying to work out by yourself or learn by yourself. The 8 hours we were together every single day, and then the practices that we joined really created a family that we keep to this day.
Now, this old school athlete also gained modern day social media fame a couple years ago when training for the Strongman event, combining brute force with technique, timing, and agility.
I was interested because I was 48 years old, benching like 420. So I said, oh, this is a natural sport for me because there's no running. There's no speed involved. Little did I know there were some events that required a lot of speed. And but I don't know if you saw the event, my shoe popped off. So I was running barefoot on one foot down the finish line. And
you can also probably tell by this point that he's a die-hard 49ers fan, and his entire career he wore jersey number 79 in tribute to the pros who inspired him to seek greatness.
The 49ers have a huge following on Guam, and I'm just very lucky and appreciative that I'm part of that. I've always dreamt to be like their linemen. I looked up to Jesse Sapolo, Harris Barton, the linemen of the 90s.
His island values dictated his demeanor in competition, being hardworking, faithful, supportive, and respectful.
I always pick up the guys I would knock down or pancake, and it's just my upbringing. You know, my mom and dad brought me up in the church, and I was very I wasn't big growing up. I was wide, but I wasn't tall, and I didn't sprout until like sophomore year in high school. And
this big boy's always had a big heart. And while some high school rivalries playfully persist to this day, you can't ever say that this Hall of Famer played dirty.
When I played, I gave the person respect that I wanted, but I always played angry. I played focused. I played mean until the whistle blew. And when the whistle blew, my job was done. So I would help them up and pat them on the back. And I would never put someone down for how I dominated them because I didn't want that to come back to me. And I respected the game, and I respected the position, and I respected everyone that was out there.
So congrats on making the Hall, champ. You've certainly earned it. KUAM Sports Ambassadors is brought to you by Subway, Powerade, and Body Armor.
House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
The Zombie Run is back, brought to you by the Children's Ark, a group of concerned local realtors who put their brains together, coming up with a fun activity in order to support young Guamanians finding themselves in tough situations.
Last year when we did the Zombie Run, we were a very new organization. So people, it was good that we partnered with Sanctuary so that the credibility is there. And we did so well that we donated $7,500. So this year, we're hoping to raise a good amount of money. Our goal, I think, is maybe $30,000 to fund our grant year for this year.
The 2K or 5K race challenges you to bring your best costumes and strut your spooky stuff.
Encourage the community to come up, Halloween costumes, zombie attire, whatever have you. Come on down. It's October 14th. We've changed venues this year. It's going to be right outside the UOG Fieldhouse. Showtime is 4 p.m. and go time is 5 p.m.
And if you're not entirely equipped to get that undead glow up, we've got trained professionals standing by to help you out.
And we do have the help of the cosmetology class from Guam Community College from GCC. They did very much help us last year as well. So they will be there getting our zombies ready. And then also actually this year we're opening up to the public after that's all done to get zombified.
And after and even during the race, there's lots for you to do.
Watch out for our Halloween costume contest as well. We are having a haunted house this year. The pit rock climbing is going to be there, and they're also going to bring the train. Really just a lot of fun things. Food trucks, we're having food trucks this year also.
But in the end, it's all about helping kids and practicing Inafa Malik, which is being there for our neighbors.
We'd like to jump in and try to help the people of Guam as well. So this is big for us to be able to be doing the grants program.
Since the event is a sequel, they're bringing back one of the features that made Zombie Run 1 a huge hit with the entire community.
We're even doing free snow cones. That was a real big hit last year, so we're repeating it.
But like they say, many hands make light work, and an objective this ambitious requires a lot of elbow grease. So if you're interested in running a race as an administrator and not necessarily a runner, your talent is more than welcome.
But we are going to have a volunteer table because we are seeking volunteers, most definitely.
But for you avid runners, fear not. Well, except for the zombies. So here's how to register.
And this year, we're also doing something really new. They do have a new chip tagging system, and we are also doing online registration.
And most importantly, the larger long-term goal for this still new nonprofit organization is to be able to give grants for those members of our island community most in need.
We'd like to become an organization where we can do significant help to the community always. And that's why our mantra of, let's go big.
And in that regard, mission accomplished.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty. Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Half a day, I'm Claire Calvo bringing you your weekly renewal. Today, I am here at KUAM Spiritual Awakening and Metaphysical Shop in Agana Heights, together with owner and practitioner Crystal Gingras and fellow practitioner Hirotata. Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you.
So first, Crystal, can I just ask you what got you into this path of the healing art?
So as a child, I was always around Native American ceremonies. And in those ceremonies, it's all about healing the spiritual body, the emotional body, cleansing, in order to have a good, healthy mind and physical body.
Well, at what point did you actually become a practitioner?
I started working on people in their homes when I was 8.
Well, I started off as a dancer. Well, actually, before that, a martial artist. So getting injuries and learn how to heal myself and discovering that I have a gift for healing others as well. It happened a few years ago when a friend of mine actually got injured and the leg was almost broken, and I just applied my energy to it and just focused on healing, and within a couple months the leg was recovered.
Wow.
And from living in Japan, I learned Reiki, and also from my experience living in Egypt, I learned also Kemetic healing. So I like to combine the two practices.
So do you see a lot of similarities between our own and, our own local Amut or energy medicine here?
Yeah, for sure. When I first moved here, everybody was asking me, are you a Sarahana? And I was like, well, what's that? They're like, well, natural healer. I was like, well, yes. And they were like, with and without medicine. So I do both. So I work with all of it, with medicine, without medicine, right? In the spirit realm, in the physical realm.
So what are some of the things that you do? So I know you said Reiki. I know you do body work as well. So what are some of the things that you offer here at your facility?
So with the Reiki and massage, a lot of clients do Reiki massage, but it also includes life coaching. And then we also do yoga. So that's what his new addition to being here too, is offering more yoga sessions. So for Guam, it's actually newer now to start doing more yoga.
Well, it's always...
And energy work, sound healing, so.
It's always about having that beginner's mind, right? With everything as we approach it. And how about with you, Hiru?
Yeah, I do see similarities coming from my African-Egyptian side. I do see similarities in just the culture.
So what are the things you offer here at the shop?
Right now, offering dance, breakdancing for kids, teaching house dancing for adults and kids. Adults are welcome to try breakdancing as well. I'm open, Yeah, so that I'm offering also Kemetic yoga and Kemetic healing.
I want to talk a little bit about that because I really turned on to the whole Kemetic healing because I want to know how does it differentiate from an asana practice in the India, like Iyengar or Ashtanga lineage?
Historically wise, Egypt, as you know, was the first world civilization. A lot of things was developed there, and then later went to other countries and became something called a different name. So, yeah, basically, what is practiced in India was also practiced in Egypt. Yeah, there are some different practices with the chants, though, and breathing. As far as I know a little bit. I don't know a lot about Indian style yoga. I've only studied a bit, but I can say that there's a lot of similarities.
Nice. All right. Well, before we close, is there anything either of you or both of you want to share with our viewers?
I'd like to share that I'm here to help people build, expand, create, get healthy, and have fun.
So I also want to share that not only did Hiru come into my path, I don't know, it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but also Tia. And so she's newly back on island as well. And so doing the subconscious healing work. But I like the fact that we all do Reiki and we all do healing work. So I like how we're all on this similar path of wanting to build and grow and work with the community and children. So it makes my heart really happy that that we do that and that we have this space for classes. So
yeah. And Tia, so if anyone wants to find you guys, they could just go on your website, or how could?
Oh yeah. Let's see. So her company is Wadua Wellness, and so she Wadua Wellness.
Wadua. Okay.
Yeah. And so she focuses on the subconscious work. So I did a session with her, and I love that she incorporates dance as well. It's like, oh, this is so amazing. Yeah. So just randomly I offer different classes throughout the month on the website.
Oh, yeah. Exciting. Okay. So
and it's all on Instagram.
Okay. Instagram and
for Guam Spiritual Awakening, Guam Metaphysical Shop, and Agani Day Spa. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you. I will see you next time on your weekly renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Joanne Pushkin started annual breast cancer screening at age 40. At 46, she found a lump, which was not picked up by a mammogram.
I found out I had breast cancer, that it had been missed by mammography because of dense breasts, and that I had dense breasts all within 10 minutes of each other. And I had the ultrasound, 15 minutes later, and there it was, clear as a bell.
She had later stage cancer, which required many surgeries, chemotherapy, and radiation.
I really feel like I was effectively denied an earlier stage diagnosis. So there was no awareness that we should be discussing additional screening, no awareness that dense tissue hides breast cancers.
That's because dense breast tissue can look white on a mammogram, and masses and cancers can also look white.
Mammography alone is not adequate screening for women that have dense breast. Additional imaging, such as MRI or ultrasound, should be done.
The American Cancer Society says women with dense breasts also have a higher risk of breast cancer.
Dense breasts are much more common in younger women. Having information is actually very important in understanding how you should be screened and what your risk is.
Information Pushkin didn't have, so she created Dense Breast Info. She fought for a New York State breast density law and testified before the FDA. As of next September, all mammogram reports sent to patients will be required to include breast density.
Nothing I'm doing is going to save any woman from getting breast cancer, unfortunately. But what this does is increase the possibility that we're going to find it early.
She's also working on legislation that would make insurers cover all breast imaging costs for higher risk women. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
While you've been waiting to see if EVs are a thing, my dad went electric.
Up to 360 miles on a single charge.
And if my dad's on board, yours could be next.
You know I'm doing this for the next generation.
Dad, we are not having the grandkids conversation again.
No, I'm just saying EVs are good for any generation. Or all generations. Generationally good.
Introducing the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 6 with up to 360-mile range. When it comes to EVs, we're thinking of every mile.
With the Pizza Hut Big Dinner Box, however you want a dinner, we got you covered. Big time. The Big Dinner Box. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings or pasta. Oh, hello.
Let's bring it. Get it, Rob. Let's hit it.
So call me a man on a mission. I'm guilty by my own admission. Locked up, but I break free. No change could ever take me. Can't stop, won't stop, won't stop.
Introducing Bank of Guam's new deposit products: Pacific Express Plus, True Savings, and True Savings Plus. All designed to help you bank how you move. Keep banking, keep moving.
Don't stop now.
Bank of Guam, the People's Bank, member FDIC.
All right, we got a full list of all of the closures, postponements, and delays that are happening right now. Business sector, private sector, nonprofits. Make sure to check it out on KUAM.com. It's right up there at the top of our list. All right, what is planned is on October 28th, Guahan Pause for Pets. Invite you and your pet to the pre-Halloween party from 4 to 6 at Carabao Brewing. There are going to be various contest costume categories, including funniest, spookiest, and best homemade costume. Speaking of pets, you want to support the Boonie Flight Project for the very fine work that they are doing, and you can purchase a link to watch Broadway's for the Boonies. It's Heather Manley performing on Broadway, putting together a lineup of her friends that you can watch from the comfort of your own home. It is Tuesday, October 24th at 11:30 in the morning. Please make sure to check it out, thegreenroom42.com. And the Talaza Club up in the CNMI presents the Marine Science Project Contest. It is open to all middle and high schoolers. Sign up for a chance to win $300. Registration closes on November 10th. Remember, everybody, like we said, there are a lot of organizations sending us stuff, telling us about changes of hours of operation, when they plan to possibly reopen. We've got banks, we've got hotels, we've got restaurants, we've got telecom, we've got schools. A lot of good information. And if you are one of those people, if you're in PR, if you're in marketing, if you are the decision maker and you want to let us know, to let the community know what is closed, please let us know, reporters at KUAM.com, or DM us at KUAM News. All right, that is on KUAM.com right now, so please check it out.
Thanks, Jace. Well, every little bit counts. That's the lesson taken away during a recent Radio Television Digital News Association conference KUAM had the pleasure of attending in Minnesota recently.
The conference was for professional and student journalists, and this week's Giving Every Tuesday, we head back to the land of 10,000 lakes to show you how we also did our part to give back to the host city.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company. It was all hands literally coming together. Journalists from across the nation, including from Guam, together in Minneapolis, Minnesota for the annual RTDNA conference. While connections were made and lessons were learned, the event also brought this group together to give back. It's what is part of what makes RTDNA and local journalism so special, connecting with the community. It was old-fashioned hands-on volunteer time benefiting the food group. Sean Hurdle is the volunteer and events manager.
The food group, we are a food justice nonprofit, so we believe in increasing food access as well as land access. So we have an incubator farm. It's 150 acres that we lease from the Wilder Forest. And we also have the second largest food bank program in the state. Additionally, we work with over 200 food shelf and food access partners, increasing food access in the community. And lastly, we have 2 affordable grocery programs.
He says they deliver more than 1 million pounds of food in the state every year. But this bunch worked together to pack something else special for those in need.
We connected with RTDNA today to pack hygiene kits because it's a really high need in the communities that we serve. So the food access partners that we work with, they've given us their feedback saying that hygiene kits are in big demand. Their clients have a hard time affording that, as well as it's something they may not be able to buy with their assistance programs. And so we think that hygiene kits is a great way to help the community.
And we did not stop there. The giving back continued with the journalists tying up blankets for the youth and writing heartfelt notes to veterans at the Minneapolis VA hospital. It was time well spent away from the news grind and actually getting involved in helping others.
This is super helpful. I mean, you have 20 to 25, 30 people helping, even for 1 hour is a huge help, especially if we can make it as efficient and people are coachable like you guys were. We can do a lot of work in a short amount of time. So we depend on the volunteers.
Thank you for offering this incredible opportunity. You can find out more at the food group on social media. Similarly, there are more ways you can get involved to help those in need on Guam by checking out Catholic Social Services and the Salvation Army. Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
It's birthday wishes time.
Here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout-out submitted on KUAM.com.
Okay, my friends all over the world, we are glad that you guys are staying safe. And you know what? Prayers up to the CNMI as the storm approaches. But these are your Tuesday birthday shout-outs. Let's, there is reason to rejoice because on October the 10th, happy birthday number 21 going out to Isaiah Kunick. You are a shining star, and from the day you were born, your family writes, we knew you radiated light and joy and touched people in your own humble and respectful way. thank you, they say, for always being respectable and responsible and being a great big brother to your brothers Bryson and Rowan and baby sister Princess Kendall Joe. This is coming from Mom and Dad, all your siblings, Grandma, Uncle Boone, and all your extended family. Happy 21st, Isaiah. Nicole Cruz, happiest of birthdays to the one and only Nicole. Happy birthday to the best wife, mom, daughter, and sister ever. That's a lot of responsibilities, and we know you handle it with class and grace, Nicole. Enjoy your baby Byron's mom. We love you so much, and they say it back, and then use like the little wink emoji, so that's really, really clever. Jeremiah, I would like to wish my baby a happy birthday, number one, and may God bless you with so much joy and happiness. Love, very, very proud, Mommy and Daddy. And a good friend of ours here, Miracle Magol. Happy birthday to Miracle and Malagayan Karawan to Miracle, a very busy entrepreneur, filmmaker, and mom, Biba, from your friends at the Better Brunch Bureau. Miracle's a good friend of ours here at KUAM too. So Miracle, we hope you have a safe and blessed birthday.
And that's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. For the very latest storm coverage, visit KUAM.com and follow at KUAM News on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and X. You can also find us on TikTok at Team KUAM. For now, I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Stay beautiful, stay safe, and have a good night.